Alright, YouTube should be receiving my content. I am all set. Let's do this. I've decided to do the DLC. And I can activate it right now. Lovely. I'm pretty sure I've reloaded the oldest hard save I have. That was right before... Pardon? That was right before we went into Act 5, which I think is the latest that you can do it. Okay. So I'm pretty sure what I need to do now to actually start the DLC. I don't know about the second one. I don't know what it was called. Lex Imperialis. I don't know about that one. I'll figure that out later. But the Void Shadows one, I'm pretty sure I just have to warp somewhere. And once I do that, they'll tell me to do something. Well, here, why not? It's green. Lord Captain, we have received a transmission from the Adeptus Arbites. The cops. Base of operations on Dargonus. Proctor Solomon Onthar is invoking a pact made with her ladyship Theodora and asks for an audience. How are we to respond? What business is this? Unfortunately, Lady Theodora seldom shared any details of the sort with her crew, though I do know that she met the Arbites frequently. Alright, let's go. I can just say no, would not do the DLC I paid $30 for. I'll send word to Chancellor Syrian about arranging a meeting with the Arbites delegation. Captain, ship's senior officers request an audience with you. They are humbly awaiting you on the bridge. I think this is the DLC, and the one that we just saw before it was the other one, probably. I only looked up enough to know how to start it. I don't really know what happens in these DLCs. I know that they have about 15 hours of story each, according to Steam. Thank you, Chain, for being in my way. Who are you? Have I met you before? Captain, if I may request your attention for a moment, I must report a series of highly dangerous violations that have taken place in the fuel compartment. The Master-at-Arms is ignoring my demands, and I am thus I'm forced to appeal directly to you. Fuelers have founded a sect of some kind. This group practices fire worship of the Emperor and has been burning a promethium near the fuel lines. I beg you to stop this madness before we all go up in flames. Do I know you? I recognize your portrait. Sorry. I should point out that there have been no incidents in the fuel compartment so far, that the beliefs of the sect do not affect the obedience of the workers or their efficiency in any way. All assemblies are conducted strictly after hours with the permission of their superiors. However, if you find the practices unacceptable, we will put a stop to them immediately. Why are they burning my promethium? The amount of residue accumulated in the drainage tanks was so laughably small that it was not even worth recording. If there were any real misappropriation of the ship's resources happening here, I would have already punished those involved, Lord Captain. Last sentence carries a faint note of regret. I don't know what that means. Is this a real cult? Is it a good cult or is it a bad cult? Because we know that cult always means good things. This matter is beyond my purview, like Confessor Adalbert. Okay. It looks very similar to Abelard, and I was confused for a second. Be the judge of such business. You don't have a portrait. I don't care about your opinion. A plump, rosy-cheeked old man steps forward, his voice deep and sonorous. What does this word mean? Google, let me know. I can guess, but we like certainty here. Sonorous. Can I be told by someone that isn't the AI over you? giving out or capable of giving out a sound, especially a deep, resonant sound. Okay. Baritone. That's what that means. The Emperor protects your lordship. I can assure you that there is no heresy festering in the fuel compartment. The sect of the fire prophecies has been tested for purity and found to be in accordance with the creed. Their leader, who calls himself the Oracle of Fire, is devout and submissive to his servants. They do not twist the sacred teachings, and as for their chosen forms of worship, these are neither rare nor remarkable. Many such minor cults exist in the Imperium with the approval of the Ishasiliarchy. I think that's how you say it. They make prophecies, you say? At least he and his flock believe that the Emperor reveals glimpses of the possible future to him in the sacred flame. Occasionally, his visions do come true, or so his followers convince themselves. We do not know whether the grace of the God Emperor truly lies upon him, or if he is merely a charlatan, or perhaps a blissful lunatic, or... Who are you, my guy? Okay. A wicked rogue who possesses psychic power not tempered by his will. A croaking voice interrupts the confessor's words. The captain, as choir master of the Astropathic Choir, I must be watchful of any threats to the ship's safety originating from the Imperium. I've heard rumors about this oracle, so I sent my adepts to see him. They assert the man is a psyker. This man who speaks to the warp is a danger to himself and to the entire vessel. Both law and common sense dictate that he should be thrown into a holding cell, tranquilized, and handed over to the Inquisition to be sent to Holy Terra. Alternatively, you may also dispose of him in some other way. Is your name Wise? I'm going to assume it's Wise, because that sounds like the word wise, and this game is this setting seems to be very about wordplay in various forms. I don't know who you are. I beg your forgiveness, but I seldom leave the chapel to interfere with the affairs of the ship. My duty requires that I keep constant vigil as I direct the arrival and departure of messages across the boundless void. But, given that this incident has already demanded my interference, I thought it a good opportunity to introduce myself and pay my respects to you. I would like to decide how to handle this one. Stand ready to carry out any order. Took this profit out of the airlock, that's funny. Keep an eye on him, but don't actually interfere with him just yet. This is a dangerous decision, but I will obey the Lord Captain. I'll do my utmost to ensure that this cursed soul does not cause a manifestation of the warp. Emperor, save us. Okay, let's see. Not that one. Heartless Void. What is this one? What is this? I want to do the first DLC first, the Void Shadows one. Let's see. Will integrate into the game's main story, will allow players to delve into the depths of the do I do a... It says integrate into the base game, so do I just do another warp? And figure it and look like, oh, it turns out the guy summoned Satan in the ship and now we gotta fight him. Is that what's going on? I guess we'll head over to Dargonis on the way. Permission to report, Lord Captain. Members of a sacred cult operating aboard the ship have requested an audience to present gifts and introduce themselves to their captain. Of a sacred cult. Is it about the same one? Call themselves the Bloodspun Web. Cult defends the flagship from both internal and external threats. Lady Theodora held them in high regard and looked favorably upon their activities. Very well, I'll speak to them. I will commence preparations at once, Lord Captain. Okay. Oh, hi, you thought I beat the game yesterday? I did, but now we're doing the DLC. If the game doesn't freeze, there we go. I'm technically in a world state where I didn't beat the game, because once you do beat the game, it's very final, we'll say. We got about 30 more hours, according to the Steam webpage. So we're not leaving just yet. How long is the DLC? 2 DLCs, they're 15 hours each. But I am very end game, so it's probably going to be a bit shorter. The fights, unless they scale, they might scale, but if they don't scale, then it's going to be very quick. Those on the deck watch in awe as the final figure moves gracefully into a ceremonial pose. Some of the officers whisper in excitement, while others murmur prayers to the God Emperor.
The Undying Emperor commanded us to spin a web of blood around his children, and we obeyed. We obey still.
Honestly, I should have expected it, but I didn't. Hello, you. You got a full body portrait. While silent as a tall young woman steps forward, she moves toward you soundlessly, dim light casting shadows across the mask which conceals her face. And then, what she said. The masked cultists repeat her words in a mournful whisper, we obey still.
Domin von Valancius, death has whispered your name. We disown Domin Theodora. We renounce our oath to her.
There's this one really fun Minecraft mod called Abyssal Ascent. Yeah, there's a lot of good Minecraft mods out there. I haven't played modded Minecraft in a while, so I'm not super in the loop, but I remember a lot of them being nice. I tried to play RLcraft a while ago, but that didn't end out very well. So are you guys gonna try to kill me?
And now we give the gift of our blood to you. It is the gift of death. Death has whispered your name. The followers of the tenets of the web swear fealty to their new overlord and offer proof of their devotion.
Ooh.
We give you a blade, the silent verdict. The Undying One has chosen you to wield this instrument of death. We give you one of our own, Kibella. She will be your shield and shadow. And we give you the blood of these traitors. The tenets of the web will purify their souls.
Okay, so this is a very low damage weapon, especially considering he's two-handed. But if you give this to, like, Marzai, well, I guess you couldn't use it. Well, I guess if you're gonna be a party member, apparently, it'll be good on you. The only thing you don't like about RLcraft is that it has the old textures. I've been playing Minecraft since it came out, so I like the old textures. I don't mind them at all. You've heard many stories about death cults, such as this one. These devoted, holy assassins to the Imperium turn their death into a form of worship of the Emperor. They are exemplary slayers, invisible executioners, and scourge of the traitors, heretics, and fallen souls. Many righteous people honor them as votaries of the faith, while others see their fearsome rituals as frenzied spectacles, touched by madness. What do they look like? Cultists are all voidborn. Their lithe, sinewy bodies are clad in light armor, which allows them to move with an acrobat's nimble grace, strike with an assassin's swift surety. Their red and black vestments are adorned with sharp spikes and ritual jewelry. where time and training have worn their garments threadbare, you can make out patterns of bleeding lacerations. And what do their captives look like? Prisoners cower beneath the weight of your gaze. Blood drips down the tear-stained faces of the captured officers. Technomats. Do I know who those are? I see. And workers. The word has been carved into each of their foreheads with meticulous precision. Traitor, heretic, apostate, renegade. Cuts have been diligently and regularly reopened to prevent healing. Okay.
Apostates led astray by the final dawn. These traitors chose to tarnish the honor of their families. Only their blood can wash away the shameful memory of their betrayal.
So a death cult watches over my crew.
The Domin has discerned our essence. This is a great honor for the blood-spun web. We have woven the bays of this ship together with the threads of our faith for many years. We keep the greatest relic, his tarot, through which he sends us his blessed revelations. We obey the whispers of the Undying One. This is our service to him. This is our service to you.
Okay, cool, yeah.
How interesting. Devout assassins who believe themselves to be instruments of a higher power. They revel in violence and cannot tell the difference between bloodthirst and piety. They follow their faith blindly, unaware of how closely they tread the corruption and depravity. Look at them. They stand on the edge of a precipice. The smallest push will send them plummeting into the abyss. You could be their downfall. All you have to do is push.
Okay, so the DLC reacts to the base game. I didn't expect that. I expected the base game to react to the DLC, you know, like if I get a party member, they'll react to stuff in the base game. I didn't expect the other way around, though. I should have, but I didn't. So what exactly do you do? You kill people for me, but, like, more specifically.
The tenets of the web teach us to read the threads of the future and understand the hearts of others. When a soul is filled with the poison of corruption, we know its time has come. We bring liberation. 3 strikes, 3 rebukes, 1 blade. This is how we serve the Undying One. This is how we serve you and your flagship. But there are others, the virtuous martyrs who contravene his design without realizing it. Those who have come too close to faltering or committing an apostasy, but have not erred yet. We present such souls to the Undying One.
I don't think you know much about me, because you kill people who might be evil, but I am the most evil. And you're trying to... yeah. Continue to serve me dancer to death, but henceforth let my name be upon your lips when you shed blood. I gotta pick the right class, and that's just how it goes.
Your name upon our lips.
I don't know if I... can I open the menu? No. I don't know how far I am into... oh, I'm so... okay. I wasn't sure. I thought I went into Act 5 at like 48. 480 or something. Like 3 points away. Whatever. Tell me about yourself.
I am the second spinner of the blood-spun web. The honor of this title is bestowed only upon those who have ushered more souls than... It is shameful to speak of one's own deeds. I'm here to become your shadow, not to make boasts.
Okay. Why did you wait until the end of the game to reveal yourselves to me?
We were not there when the blessing of death was granted to Dom and Theodora.
She didn't pay
Our
30 bucks.
failure brought shame upon the blood-spun web. We could not stand before you until we restored our honor. We tracked down the traitors and sliced open their bodies. Then we washed the flagship's bulkheads in their blood in a sacred act of ritual purification.
Okay, yeah. So what are you gonna do about the captives?
So you may offer the souls of these traitors as a gift to him. You have the authority to order their execution. Their blood will bind us together through him. For the God Emperor, the Undying One is death itself. The Undying One is duty itself. Give the order, Domin. Let a spinner of the blood-spun web undergo the test of a sacred trial.
Other echo. The others echo words from beneath their bone masks. Undergo the test. I know how strong I am, but how strong are you?
A dagger that has not sliced through sinew is nothing more than a toy. Let the final dance begin.
Now, am I gonna play as her right now? Or am I just gonna watch her kill him?
Your Emperor won't save you!
I will be
I get to
your
play as her.
end.
Okay. Very low level. That's good, that means I get to build her how I want. Bella has a remarkable background. As a Death assassin, she can use a special ability called Raining Blood. When used, it causes the targets of Cabela's next melee attack to explode in a burst of blood, covering the floor and any enemies behind the target. The affected enemies suffer additional damage. Cabela can also use a special throwable consumable item called a blood vial to split even more blood, to spill even more blood on the battlefield. Cabela is a Blade Dancer. Blade Dancers are incredibly skilled sword fighters who can devastate enemies using two special attacks, Blade Dance and Death from Above. The Blade Dance ability allows the Blade Dancer to make several light strikes against random adjacent targets. There's only one additional adjacent target. All the strikes are directed against that target. Two swords are equipped. The Blade Dancer deals significantly more strikes. Okay, so Blade Dance is insane. Death from Above allows the Blade Dancer to swiftly leap into a selected cell and upon landing deal damage to all adjacent targets. This ability can be used multiple times per turn. Each requires a charge to be spent. Blade Dancer gains charges by killing enemies. So if you just keep killing people, you can just hop around the battlefield in a single turn. Blade Dancer's main characteristics are weapon skill, agility, strength. Weapon skill, I know how those work. Okay. So it's like a weird version of Assassin. I get it. We're gonna move over here and then kill all these guys at once. Right? Why can't I use this?
This goes against the tenets.
Move here, and then do it? I see. What's this? Raining Blood, right. I thought it would only attack, like these guys. I didn't realize it. Okay. Do this.
As honor. Trust me, killing brings me no pleasure. Come, the other side awaits.
I can just keep going as long as people die.
The shadows will death is a blessing.
Okay. I like you, Cabela. You have proven yourself very well. Oh, we're going even further? Okay. I can dig it.
Welcome his embrace.
I am out of AP. But I can do this, and maybe kill some
I
people.
will leave footprints of scarlet.
Radical. Can you gain AP by doing that? That's insane. So you have that much HP. Feels 9 damage. Okay, so we do this.
Trust me.
That was supposed to kill you. But okay. Actually, do
As
this.
Lieutenant, killing brings me no pleasure. I shall not. Death is a blessing,
This isn't gonna kill you,
as
but it's
honor
gonna hurt
ordained.
you. And I'm done. You get to actually attack me. Never mind.
The shadows.
Nice. I didn't expect you to be that powerful. Granted, those were very weak enemies. We're not voiced anymore? Come on. Cut to the heart, cut to the throat, cut to the stomach. These wounds have been inflicted according to his pleasure. The blood of the apostates will wash away the stain of their treachery, so that their souls may prostrate themselves before the Undying One's throne and beg his forgiveness. Killa wipes the blood from her blade in one swift movement. I have acted with reverence and shown proof of my loyalty. Will you accept me, Daemon Sigmund? Will you make me your shield and shadow? Your lordship, the spinners of the bloodspun web are watching, tracking, and killing Von Flinch's enemies long before the warrant of the trade passed to Lady Theodora. However, their blade has also been known to cut short the lives of highly upstanding persons. The fact that some swallows nervously, casting a fleeting glance at Billa. But I certainly do not in any way condemn the deeds of the deeply esteemed cult. I am sure they must have had a good reason. Master-at-Arms clears her throat. Cultists are the scourge of the seditious. They bring the unrighteous to ruin. Enforcers respect the bloodspun web, for we share a common goal, to bring his light and harsh justice to the darkest depths of the ship. Scourge of the seditious or not, folk are afraid of them for a reason. A couple of watches ago, these spinners took a train driver to pieces for some kind of ritual. Don't know what old Malok did to earn that privilege. Who's going to feed his family now? Niner takes a drag on his IO stick, exhaling thick smoke through his clenched teeth. That's a lower decker problem. What matters is that the bloodspun web serves you faithfully, old captain. Plump old man and the rich robes of the confessor as respectively. My predecessors have predecessor? Predecessor. I don't know. My predecessor's predecessor. Why did I have trouble reading that? I just read it before. My predecessor's predecessor once delivered a sermon about how the spinners saved the vessel from the servants of the archenemy. Bloodspun web paid the price in blood. A river of scarlet that flooded the decks from bridge to bilge. I don't know what that is. Became the blood of the flagship. Pulse in its veins, the beat of its hearts. Their great sacrifice earned them the favor of House von Valancius. I haven't met everyone yet. Professor Adalbert, your lordship, as a humble servant of the Emperor, I am entrusted with the high honor of being the ship's confessor, or in other words, the highest spiritual authority on your vessel. I am here to oversee the purity of the crew's faith. I officiate the officer's chapel, and also look after the ship's reliquary. Tell me about the spinner's great sacrifice. The vessel was beset by famine and pestilence during the long warp jump. The flagship wandered uncharted paths in the Emisarium for 20 cycles straight. Servants of the arch-enemy used the despairing hearts of the crew to infiltrate the ship, and death followed. Hungry became the hunted, famished became a feast. The exhausted crew was too weak and emancipated to resist the invaders. But then the spinners emerged from the depths, stood alone against hundreds of foes, yet they did not falter, did not sleep or rest as their blade-tip dance brought death. Though many spinners fell, the blood-spun web held strong till the flagship left the turmoil of the warp. What do my party members think? Though Lady Theodora never granted the cult an audience or brought a spinner into her retinue, she respected the blood-spun web and approved of its mission. It's strange, their shadowy forms are swathed in darkness, and the radiant light burns within them like a scarlet flame. I think it's a good sign. It's rare to see anyone filled with such light, even among servants of the faith. Only you can decide who will follow you, Shireen. Uncrimsoned his forehead. But I've always been wary of those who turn belief in the Exalted One into a moribund set of principles. She swears eternal loyalty and seems to know which end of the blade to hold when swinging it around. As I makes a dismissive gesture. One more monkey in the retinue, one less. The Xenos, like a predator on the hunt, Bell tracks every fleeting movement of the Trey's face and body. Steel claws of her hand open like the teeth of a trap. Hear the dark whisper of blood that flows through his veins. See the ugly shadows of his designs on the other side of his pupils. Smell the scent of his footprints, spun from the pain and hatred of thousands of victims. How many threads have been severed by him? How many more will be? Don't kill him, please. He's pretty chill. At least for now. I like you, though. You can stay. Bill's movements are slow, almost rhythmic. She removes her ceremonial mask. Okay, cool. I didn't expect a portrait change, honestly. Dark shadows of her eyes accentuate the deathly pallor of her skin, which is covered in ritual scars. Henceforth, I am your shadow, Domin Sigmund. It's an instrument of death placed on your hand by the Undying One. Emperor. For so it was ordained, and so his tarot forespoke. The young woman bows her head once more, whilst bearing an invitation from the vizier, of the bloodspin web. He wishes you to know that the doors to the Undying One's temple are open to you. Suggesting that the Lord Captain should go down into the depths of his flagship to search for this temple. With all due respect, the Lord decks are for servants and crew. They're not a fitting place for his lordship. You're talking about tarots? Greatest, most sacred relic of the bloodspun web, Emperor's Tarot. Only his chosen servants may earn the permission to rain blood upon the cards and perform a reading to see portents of the future. Shadows of the past, or tangles of the present, however. The secrets of his tarot are not for the ears of laypeople to hear. Cannot tell you more. Not here, not now. Who is the Vizier? He is the first among us. The Vizier has spun the web of faith for fivefold longer than I have lived. Blood of the flagship's blood, my mentor and teacher. And why did he not come to tell me himself? For spinners old, his abode is in the temple beneath the flagship's freight line. He has not left the lower decks in decades. Even a short journey can sunder the spirit from his ancient body. I'm gonna need a bit more than beneath the freight line. Not permitted to say, if you wish to find the temple, you must walk the path of the ancient Aryan. The matriarch spider. Hers was the thread that would become the bloodspun web. Path began deep within the flagship in the dark tunnels of the freight line. And that is where yours must begin as well. This journey will bring you closer to the thread of the web, closer to the Undying One, closer to understanding death. Olfar. Alright, you're not dead. Test. Good. Not only will it make you stronger, it's better. It will let you understand what sort of tribe this blood scribe belongs to. Did I reload a save before he left? Yurliet's here. What? No way. She died forever ago. You know, the trail of monkey faith is soaked in blood and violence. You do not seek to comprehend death, you only add more limitations to your comprehension of life. Why would you want this, Altok? Aren't you dead? I could have sworn I reloaded. I made the hard save right before I went to the point of no return. And by then I had lost Yurliet forever ago. And I had lost Ulfar or Venza and Heinrichs not too long ago. It's just a whatever. The game panned over to nowhere, so I assume that it's a bug. Your temple is a part of my flagship. What's stopping me from just walking inside? Must become the blood of the flagship before you can enter the sacred temple of the Undying One. I cannot guide your way, but I can walk by your side. Fine, I'll do it. Journey will begin in the darkness of the deepest tunnels. The Vizier awaits you. Towards this retreat into the shadows, Isabel sheathes her ceremonial dagger. Your blade awaits direction, Domin Sigmund. We will speak again when the time is right. And when is the time right? I need to check if I have a whole party. If Yurliet's in the party, that's crazy. Surely not. Surely that was a weird glitch, because the game read that I had recruited them, but for some reason didn't check if they were still in the party. That's probably what happened, right? Your ship is a veritable city sailing through the void. Ship has numerous compartments that you can visit. Okay. Yeah, no, they're not in the party. I'm right before the point of no return. Probably. Let's sort your inventory before anything. You probably want 2 one-handed weapons, I would think. Let's give you one of these. Give you 2 of these. Just in case I don't find something else I want to give you. I don't know what guns you'd want. How about armor? You probably want light armor. 20% light is not gonna cut it. We'll go for type. Let's see. This goes into medium. What is the best light armor I have? I think I had like 40% light at one point. That might have been in Act 5. This is 30% light. So diary. I don't think you can use that. Yeah, here's what I was thinking of. And Marzai has... Yeah, he's got... Oh no, that's medium. Okay. Can you... You want something in here. Let's see. Well, type works, I guess. That's better than I thought. I should have noticed it didn't actually. Let's see. I have one of these on the way. And on the market though. You don't have psi rating. I don't think you bother with bleeding, like Marasite does at least. What's 5% damage? Isn't bad. That's probably good. You do a bunch of attacks, it seems. Are you still wearing light armor? You are. How's the scale? Strength. That's not great. Probably gonna be killing a lot of people. I have so many tapes, dude. What are these? Huh. You know what? That's pretty nice. Okay. Now we're gonna level you. Try to get a idea of how you work. Each time an ability or talent uses the fellowship bonus, a Voidborn character can instead use intelligence. I don't know if how that works. That seems nice. Boost your... Well, she wants to boost your agility, but sure. I mean, we're gonna level you up 40 times. That does not provoke. Huh. That may be good. It only costs 8 wounds to use. That doesn't matter. 5 plus... Okay, so that... It does kill. Blade Dancer selects as an ally until the end of combat. Attacks made by the blade answer against enemies that have already. I mean, I guess that's good. Because you theoretically could just use it on everyone. And then each time they attack someone that isn't you, you just get a bajillion stuff on them. Blade Dancer faces a side of their choice and immediately ends their turn until the beginning of the Blade Dancer's next turn. They can dodge area attacks without moving, are immune to all types of force movement, gain plus 20 parry. Huh. That seems pretty good. Are you a warrior? You're a blade dancer, so you're not gonna get reckless. And get the free crit, but that is pretty good. I don't know what you would want, demo maybe? Because you seem to be just like a different version of Marzai. My team would probably be you, Castiel and Cass. And I guess I could ditch Idra, I guess. Or I don't need Marzai. So if I'm not gonna have Marzai, I should have Demo be my highest. Boost agility again. Yeah, that's good. Demo again. Let's see. One in 5 chance to survive. No. What does it do? Dance of Thorns. I give other people Dance of Thorns? I don't think I understand. This is just telling me how to give it to people. Oh wait, I see. They gain +1 stack of Bloodstain. That's how it works. Yeah, sure, we'll take that. I don't know how Death Bolt works. Can I not read it? I would like to read how Death Bolts works, but I can't do that without having to undo all my level. Okay, whatever. That's pretty nice. We'll take this one. We'll get another one later. Probably gonna give you a peak condition later. I don't know how good your dodge is, but it's probably gonna be pretty good, especially if I give you light armor only. But even if your dodge is like, I guess, like average high, like really high, but not like min-max high, would be like 100, maybe 110. So only getting like maybe 12 HP at most from it, maybe that's not very good. This only stacks up to 15%? That doesn't seem very good. If you're anything to Mara's side, your tough bonus is not going to be very good. This may be good. That's also good. I don't think that's gonna be much of a factor. Let's take this for now. Carouse is always good. I probably want to give you Eldari stuff. Probably. So I guess take this so that you can grab it. And then you'll be able to get it later once you get to whenever level 22 is. Haven't looked at all this, I think. It takes 2 is good. Bit of a boss killer. Alright, that's Blade Dancer. This is also new, so I think I should probably give that to you. Assassin would be fun, but I already have 2 of them. And Master Tactician, I don't need that. That doesn't seem to help these 2 very much. And I don't like Arch Milton very much. How's Executioner go? Damage over time, melee, negative effects, crowd control, large number of wounds. I'm probably going to pick it just for the novelty of it, if nothing else. Just because I feel like you're supposed to, and I already have so much. I've already tried out the other classes. Whenever an executioner inflicts a damage over time on a target already suffering. I'll read that later. I just get a base bleeding, okay. Okay. That's kind of interesting. That's your HP. Looks like 40? Yeah. Don't know how I was able to tell that. Just wondering if your HP scales pretty high like cast for some reason. It's like you have like 3 different features on talents that boost your HP, and Cass has nothing, and she has more HP than you. I don't know how that happens. Okay. 2 times strength plus perception instead of... Oh, okay. Strength plus perception equals 6. Double that should be 12, not 9, right? I think if I had the actual numbers, I'd be able to PEMDAS it easier, but I think... Yeah, I think I understand. Okay. I mean, I'm probably not going to be buffing her perception much. Then it multiplies the strength first, and then adds perception. And I might be boosting her strength. Well, I am gonna be, because she's probably getting peak condition. So I'll take that, sure. Strength, easy. Strength again, easy. Let's see, how does crit damage work? 150%. Okay. Psi rating. Huh. Maybe. I don't think she can inflict toxin or burning at all, so I'm trying to skip past those. Unless... Yeah, this is bleeding. Okay. Wait, no, I hadn't picked this one yet. I thought this was burning, and I thought that what I read here gave burning instead of bleeding. How does Merciless Verdict work? Mixed range attack? Okay, never mind. This will be nice because you're using white armor. And 30% is my best one that you can use. Unless somehow you can use Eldari or Drakari armor, but I don't think you can. This would be good if you pair it with Marza. You just give him bleeding, and then he already wants bleeding. So... then he gains... You want your Medicaid boosted then? I guess. You don't push anyone. guess having a really high Medicae on you would be good then. I wish I could see your... Wait, I can't see your stats. Your Medicae is 70 instead of your toughness. Yeah. So your Medicae scales off your weapon skill? Okay. Sure told me that somewhere. Boost your Medicae. Boost your strength. Well, boost your weapon skill. We can get strength from peak performance. Take Eldaria weapon proficiency just to give you that option. And this goes by side of game value. Is there a way to give you psi rating? I mean, surely if this is this. Though maybe if you buy the DLC and then you make a new character, you can have Executioner, and I'm sure you're able to give yourself the Psyker stuff. At the very least, when you get to Exemplar. Why would you get this? I mean, I guess you can be my Xenos person, but... Ship sailed on that, I think. I don't think I'll need to do that very much. Divided by 20? Jeez. Okay. Are any of these good? I don't really ever use Fellowship. I wouldn't think. And your intelligence isn't much better. And I guess I'll take that. I don't know why you'd want intelligence, but it says you would. Can I get Drakari? Yes. I'll take Drakari as well. You're still my demo person. Well, no, because Marza's going to be in the party now. I guess you can be my Xenos person? Maybe not. Corrals is always nice. That's why you want intelligence. I mean, 13% alone is not terrible. Like this. Now we are exemplar. Your health is already getting plus 20 strength. We'll just take precondition because I plan to give it to you anyway. We haven't gotten many of these choices, now that I think about it. Kind of figured I'd get more than enough. And I probably will still, because I remember being like around here. I was just like, okay, I'm done. My character's built's good enough. Thought I grabbed this one. I think your agility's pretty good. Stacks up to 6 times. That's pretty nice. What's your tough bonus? 4. It's increased by 4%. Okay. Okay, right there. I think I want any more of those. I mean, why would I want Xenos? Why would I want into this section? I mean, I guess if I didn't have Pascal, be so knowledgeable in it. Strength. How is your strength? It hasn't kicked in yet, so I don't know how good it is. Let's see. I don't particularly know which exemplar. Like, a lot of them are... Like, very few of them are directly amazing. I'm like peak condition. That one's great. But I don't know... Like, every other one's just like a very small upgrade, and they're all very equal. Then I grab this one. Weapon skill. How is your dodge? It's 90 right now. Well, 98. So... I guess that's decent. Because... I guess it'd be just +9, but... You're only gonna have that much. I'll probably grab... It Will Not Die, or Tough as Steel, I think its name is. Because I do want your strength to be good. So it seems like you scale off that. But weapon skill is also important. How does fatigue work? Did I see a comment out that... I don't remember this one. No. Wait. Browse is good. Exemplar talents, Tough as Steel. Your tough bonus isn't very good. I don't fully understand how it works, I just know it does give more HP. Character gains an additional 12 wounds. Those wounds are further increased by toughness, increasing by +10 times tough bonus in the same way as basic wounds. I mean, it feels like It's like 10, it's 12 plus 10 times 4. But surely it wouldn't be like... She uses a lot of HP, so it's good to give it to her, even if that's not how it works. $236. Gosh dang. Tough Steel does work like that. Huh. Well, you have more HP than everyone else in the party, even more than Cass. That's pretty rad. Now, we can check your stuff again. Now that you have a much wider net. You already have the best. I don't know if you can give Toxin. Naturally, I mean, so we'll give you that. And all your stuff already does bleeding, I'm pretty sure. So any weapon that gives bleeding already is probably redundant. I think you're good in the weapon department. Their Medicaid helped by something. Helps something, I mean. Pretty sure that's all you need. I mean, you might as well take a medkit. Or some medkits, I mean. Okay. That took like half an hour. But now we're done. We can actually start playing the game now. Pretty sure we go over here, onto this door to progress. Yes. The freight line. Get rid of Idra. Add Marzai. Because they have some synergy. A little bit. Yeah, man, it's only the first time you're loading the area. You got this. Edok Frenso. Sturdily built man with an augmented jaw stands at attention. Dark circles under his eyes speak to many sleepless nights, but his voice is loud and spirited. Welcome to Freight Hud LD, your Lord Captain. I'm Edok Frenso, Captain of the Enforcers of Lower Deck in Bay LD A14. The Master at Arms has assigned me to your liaison, to be your liaison for the duration of your stay here. Wood Captain, would you like to inspect the control room or begin your search to the Temple of the Bloodspun Web? Bloodspun Web, I can read. How'd you know I was coming? Master at Arms ordered us to be on standby after the Bloodspun Web openly invited you to visit their temple. We've been awaiting your arrival every day since then, Lord Captain. So you've been waiting an hour. Do you know how to reach the temple? Sorry, Captain. Do not know. I do not. No one knows. Cultists are too adept at hiding and keeping their secrets. It worries me that you might have to walk around the entire compartment looking for the temple. Why would that be an issue? Lower decks are not suitable for someone of your status. It's not just the grime or the crowds of brutish laborers. I suspect the entrance to the temple is hidden in some dark corner where you might encounter criminals or contagious outcasts. The kind of riffraff that dwells there, you might even be attacked. Oh no, I hope. These ghastly places you described, we're not headed there, are we, Lord Captain? To put it bluntly, although the Bay performs its functions well, even its more civilized sections are sorely lacking in discipline. I was only assigned recently, so I haven't had time to straighten everything up. Since doing so will require making some serious changes, I'm not inventing excuses, Lord Captain. As the officer in charge, I accept full responsibility for what takes place in this compartment. What did you do to deserve this punishment? No, Lord Captain, quite the opposite. I was commended for my service. This compartment has always been a troublesome one, and the Master at Arms assigned me here because she thought highly of my merits. I'm honored to have earned Mistress Sarbak's trust. What do the lower deck officers think of the Mistress? Mistress Sarbak possesses all the personal and professional qualities required to lead the Enforcers efficiently, Lord Captain. That doesn't answer the question. Okay. Rejoice, Frenso, for the Lord Captain himself has deigned to deal with your problems. Rest assured, I'll provide you some crucial guidance once I'm done inspecting the bay. But Frenso stops himself mid-protest and assumes a more compliant tone. In that case, I urge you to remain vigilant. Freight trains move at great speeds, and the inhabitants of the residential units are despicable rabble. One must never drop one's guard around them, and the Emperor preserve you from stumbling into the pestilence pit. That's where the madmen and the lepers live. I don't know what that word is. Tell me about the station. Hub A14 connects to the lower decks, freight, residential, and artillery bays. Our task is to monitor the flow of the labor force and prevent supply disruption between bays. Who maintains this hub? Traffic controllers. They're technomads trained by priests of the machine cult to keep the sacred cogitates working in order to prevent in working order and prevent train collisions. Consequences of an accident like that would be easy to imagine, especially if one of the trains were carrying macro cannon ordnance. Also employed here are an enforcer squad, a team of interni, clerks who keep the cargo records, and a Medicae officer, a fine chap whose medicine of choice is a bullet. May the God Emperor preserve him, forgive him. Not every voyage can boast of its own railway. It's true. Usually higher class ships are the ones that get trains, but far from the greatest thing a rogue trader's warrant can see done. credit here goes to Lady Theodore's predecessor, on whose orders the Adeptus Mechanicus assisted in birthing this miracle of sacred engineering from the womb of the dynasty's flagship. And what's going on here? Most of the locals unload trains and sort provisions, give maintenance jobs to the more capable ones. The rest are reserve workforce. Whenever crew are lost on a deck, we find replacements from among those rats. And if extra hands are needed anywhere else, there are always more than enough volunteers eager to work for rations, queue for jobs. And that hasn't been an issue. Surely you're joking, Lord Captain. Rebel are base in nature, and mutiny is always on their minds. They steal whatever they can get their hands on, and lately they've moved from rations and tinned food to weapons. We confiscate these regularly, of course, and keep the serfs meek and terrified. That's the only way we can protect the mindless herd from themselves. Oh, another thing the bastards do on a regular basis is build their shacks in front of service tunnel entrances. That has delayed the arrival of Infernus brigades during several emergencies, and caused air and power supply problems in adjacent bays. Burn those saboteurs along with their shacks, but they just keep pressing on regardless. Mutiny, you say? How paranoid? To the best of my knowledge, being paranoid is practically a requirement in our line of work. In any case, the rabble are always plotting, take my word for it. Okay, cool. So, the Bloodspun, huh? Correct. The Enforcers? Do not bar them from carrying out their sacred duties. As irregular as it is to have armed crew members set up a secret hideout forbidden to the Enforcers, and that they can go around dispensing bloody justice. What do you know about them? Not much, but I'm always trying to learn more, given that they like to pay visits to my compartment. Scratch his head thinking. The Spinners honor the Emperor through death. They kill notorious retrobates and heretics. Sometimes they kill righteous folk, and other times even seemingly at random. The rituals are morbid and prayers are strange. Anyone not initiated into the rites will struggle to make any sense of them. And you have no issue with them? Prince of the Voids looking at Cabela. I do, Lord Captain, but the cult is authorized to exist on the ship, which means their activities down here are not to be interfered with. I see. Captain grumbles silently under his breath. Alright, steadfast. Emperor protects. Alright. So... this place is big. Okay. I'm sure we'll find what we want soon enough.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
Maybe have a fight or two. Eventually. Bard. Is that blood? Can't be. We scrubbed the deck 3 times right before the road trader came. Boy, take me. The captain will have our heads. Is this the welcome you give the rogue trader? Edward's nostrils flare in anger. Whoever had the audacity to leave behind this appalling symbol, I will see to it that the Master of Arms calls them to account herself. The corner of the captain's mouth twitches nervously as he mutters, "Damn those! How'd they even cast, if you will?" Yeah, I've seen this sort of symbol before. Death cults is carving bleeding marks like this into their own skin. Bella carves the same symbol in the back of her hand with a knife and whispers a prayer. But Sigmund, remember the signs, beginning your quest, your first blood trail. You know what this is? It resembles one of the symbols associated with the Bloodspun. What was it called again? Song of Trailing Blood, I think. It's a prayer familiar to many in this compartment. Heard spinners say it when they perform their signature acts of service to the Emperor. Soundless shadows sink into the dark, splash beat crescendo, a fatal dance, blade song and tempo, each edge an echo. Twin odes to death throes, now on her sacred blood, she once trod the backs of foes, bred countless souls, but none who know. You memorize those? When I took in my post here, made sure to familiarize myself with all the particular qualities of this compartment. So I even heard about the verse and decided to investigate. questioned a number of people who follow the Bloodspin web as I was trying to figure out if there was anything pernicious about it. I think that's how you say that word. And eventually, I learned the whole thing. The words are certainly strange, but it's nothing worse than that, it seems. I imagine that they're here to, like, point me in the direction, right? Maybe there's something to do with them inviting you to visit their temple. Maybe they're trying to get your attention. Apologies to Captain, I'm not good at deciphering their disturbing riddles. So what is the song about? From what I can tell, it's something like prayer, with several verses that can tell about the life of one of the cult's saints. Ariane, or the matriarch spider, as they call her. So I guess this is a formal invitation? Hope you find what you're looking for and return to the upper deck safely, Lord Captain. Cool, okay. I'll check those out whenever I find them.
Upper deckers avoid coming here. But how can one live aboard the flagship only to turn one's back on the core that gives it life?
This core can just as easily take a life too. Especially if someone around here takes a fancy to your boots.
Fascinating. Cutscene everywhere. Last of the hub's vials for this work cycle. Do you have any idea how much it costs? I'm just gonna grab the thing there. There, 57 ration cards. That's all I've got, I swear. Spent the rest on Rock Dead again, I'm guessing. Not doing you any more favors. Give up the drink or get used to life in the pestilence pit. I hope you get hit by a train. Can I grab their stuff now? Thank you. Alright. Nothing up here, it looks like.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed. They all will see.
Inspect the Enforcer checkpoint. I'm just going through. Is this the checkpoint? Well, hello. Fire. What is this?
Genius triumphs.
Looks like I'll have to collect ration cards.
Ooh,
Might
another
as well
notch.
get a jump on it as I can. Mercy, please save me. Young man gasps for air through burnt lips, slipping in and out of delirium. Skin is dripping from his gaunt body like melted wax from a candle. His eyes, somehow intact, alive, clear, and filled with pain, stare at you from under his caked eyelids. As I approach this mutilated man, he closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. Corners of his lips curve into a satisfied smile. Who are you? I'm Vale Cleaner. I was in my house, asleep, and forces came, set fire to it. I didn't make it out in time. Yeah, there's a mark there. Do you know anything about the mark next to you? He tries to turn his head, his blackened skin crunching as it opens into scarlet cracks. Spinner came, painted the symbol, then he gave me water, whispered a strange verse, told me to memorize it and recite it later so help would come, and there you are, then I should. I already have maxed out heretical stuff, so I should probably pick Iconoclast or Dogmatic against the Whisper's lips twist in pain. To soot-smirched soil, for mercy did she grant, she did grant. Last breath expressed, knife met heart, removed from chest, passed on to death. Duty blessed, a balm for those who suffer, anguish and distress. Longing brought to rest, mortal bonds of the soul divest. I don't know what that means. Get someone in here to help this guy out. +3, go. blissful smile twists the man's lips and a tear forms at the corner of his ruined eye socket. God Emperor, you saved me. You are his light. You are his grace. Thank you. Thank you for not leaving me here. Never forget the mercy that the Lord Captain has granted you. When the Undying One is ready to accept his soul, it must be sent forth. So it will be freed from the torments of the flesh. You have chosen to prolong this one's suffering. Your intentions perplex me. Help's on the way.
One
My winds
step
have saved
at a
you
time,
today.
amidst the madness.
Oh, hey, a dead guy. I imagine there's a cutscene here, probably. You have a name. That's crazy. What's in here? Pascal?
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
I can go further this way, apparently. Where are we going? Stop that. I imagine... Yeah, I see. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. There's a dead guy around here. There you are. You are not dead, you're standing. A sinewy middle-aged man watches the bustle of the bay with a detached expression. Every so often, his eyes linger on the blood mark inscribed nearby. His face changes strangely and his hands clench into fists. Just as you begin to hear the rumble of an approaching train, the man turns toward the tracks. He's forward. Abelard, save this man. In the name of the dynasty, I command you to step away from the edge and explain the misdeed you are about to commit. What? I didn't. He starts and almost falls. The man just to keep his balance, the dim lumen light. In the dim lumen light, you notice old scars scattered all across his body. The scars seem vaguely familiar. Pascal's vox synthesizer springs to life with an indignant Benhair drill. I'm reassuring the unit's intention to use the tracks for purposes other than those intended by their design. I categorically demand that the unit's self-disposal be carried out using methods that do not violate the catechism of maintenance and operation. If you're gonna kill yourself, don't do it here. Look at those scars. Scars all vary in length, width, and depth. Length, width, depth, and shape. However, you notice a pattern in the way the scars are aligned, as well as a series of faded symbols on the man's rough skin. Difficulties bear similar marks on their bodies. Spinners are constantly renewing their wounds, while the man's looks long since healed. What do you think about that blood symbol? It's a symbol of the blood-spun web. Come here every watch, but it hasn't been here before now. Guess today must be a special day. Man's faded eyes go white as he notices Cabela. Come to take me to the other side. Do not know you. Death's gaze knocked upon you. It's out a dull groan and turns to look at the symbol again. Then why is it here? Who are you, Mr. Dead Man? A dead man. I lost my name years ago. I've been just another dead man ever since. Dare insult the rogue traitor with your impudence. Your body may have already been covered in scars, but your tongue seems to be asking for more. Are you a spinner? I was, but I failed to complete my final assignment, so I was exiled from the cults. The Desir told me to kill the one who would be at a certain junction of the utility tunnels at a certain hour. When I went to the appointed spots. When I waited an hour, 2, 5, the junction was still empty. Nobody came. After hours of waiting, I finally realized the person at the junction had been me the whole time. It was my turn to go to the Undying One, but I was afraid, Couldn't do my duty, I ran. Why were you ordered to die? But some would choose to leave the righteous path. These earn penance in due time. Her whip sings vengeance on renegade menace. Blades pass sentence. For cowards seek to hide their hearts, but death makes no pretendence. Takes what is due in essence. Then stops. And that's hoarsely. Third verse of the song, Trend Blood. Azir recited it to me before sending me on my final assignment. I didn't realize at the time that it was my judgment. So this guy is one of those people Cabela mentioned where it's like, oh, we kill them before they do something bad. Thing. There were plenty of reasons. I sowed death. I offered him the souls of the most pleasing men and women I could find because it kindled my passions. I killed well-off crewmen who didn't deserve their wealth. I took their thrones. I killed enforcers who looked into my eyes without fear. Because I wanted to be feared. I reveled in bloodshed. I betrayed the tenants. I realized it. I couldn't help it because I enjoyed it. I imagine these are final options, and I can... Wait, these are all final options, and then I can... You don't sound particularly remorseful. Spent my years in remorse. Tired of it. Spinner simply let you go without trying to kill you. There was no pursuit. Thought I'd see black blades at the very next day. Instead, years passed without them taking my heart. Tried starting a new life, but the terror never stopped eating away at me. When I got truly desperate, I went to the Temple of Death myself, but no one there would speak to me. When I gave them my name, they just whispered, Sebrid has gone to the Undying One. Looked through me like I wasn't even there. I lived like this for 20 years, like a coward, like a dead man. Have you killed anyone since? No, I've been afraid to touch my own knife since that day. Thought it might just stab me on its own, but the temptation is always there. Ah, you seem chill, you're fine. You're right, Lord Captain. The Vizier taught me to serve, to kill. I did what I was chosen to do. They punished me for it. They've kept me living in fear almost my whole life. Let's go, his eyes filled with malice. Thank you for opening my eyes. It's time for Sebrid to return. For the dead man to disappear along with his creators. I'm such a good person. Bella appears behind you and watches the man leave. Severed souls from bodies before their fated time. Not because he honored death, but because he enjoyed killing. He did not have that right. No one does. Yeah, but I'm heretical, so it's okay. We can go forward.
Over there!
What are you? More ration cards. That's up to 17 now. If I've been counting right, hello, 12. That's the rogue trader. How many times do I need to tell you, ungrateful maggots, mistakes must be paid for? Have mercy, Ben Thurn's name, I beg you. Battered worker throws himself at your feet and touches the toe of your boot with his dirty palms. Your gracious lordship, hand of the god emperor, save your unworthy servant. Get lost. Enforcer's heavy baton pummels the man's back and shoulders several times. His bones crack audibly. My sincerest apologies, Lord Captain. Your boot, I'll clean it right away. If you lick it, I swear to God. A murmur of discontent breaks out among the gawkers who have gathered around. The other workers dare come closer, but the anger in their faces is plain to see. Let's hear you out. Lordship, I work hard, never even take breaks to rest. And all I earn is 7 ration cards within 15 months to feed back home. Is 7 ration cards with 15 mouths to feed back home, not 7 cards in 15 months. That would be crazy. The enforcers shake me down every shift just like they do every other honest hard worker who Enough whining. You and your pals lifted a box of Nutribars a few watches ago, and 2 canisters of water before that. Didn't beat the life out of you because I took pity on you. This is the thanks I get? Quarantined the hub for 20 watches and refused to give out rations if we didn't have cards. Cards we had no way to earn. Today you earned 15 cards in a single shift because you do the work of 3 people, right? Or did you take your pals to a dark corner somewhere, do them in, and take their share? Didn't do them in, it was an axe. Workers stopped self cowards workers. They got their heads bashed in by crates. The dead don't need rations. Oh, that's a lot of options. Am I to understand that enforcers are appropriating earnings from workers after their shifts? We appropriate nothing, we just monitor and redistribute. Enforcer Meadows Gleaming. Rebel are lying and thieving lot. You have instructions to stay alert for people holding more than the standard amount of ration cards. Prevent supply embezzlements and famine. They do take our cards, your lordship, and then grow fat using them for themselves. His eyes shut slightly as he whispers his accusations. He seems unable to believe his stroke of luck. You both deserved punishment. Strip the arbitrary enforcer of his rank and give lashes to the thief. Worker snarls at the enforcer who has suddenly gone pale. Didn't expect that, now did you? Once my back stops hurting, we'll see how brave you are without your baton. Low, insistent dissent begins to rise in the crowd, only to die back down as soon as the enforcers brandish their batons. Murmurs immediately turn into pleas for mercy. Sullen, red-bearded man with keen black eyes draws your attention. His oddly piercing gaze seems to size you up the whole time you were speaking, but now he has hastened to conceal himself behind the gawkers. Next thing you know, you are watching him hurry deeper into the tunnels. Sullen, red-bearded man. Olfar is alive? The discharged enforcer, surrounded by spiteful leers, glares at the crowd as the beaten worker laughs uproariously, seemingly far more pleased with the other's misfortune than troubled by his own sentence. Okay. Well, you can't give me buttons and not expect me to press them. Let me quick save first. Something horrible is going to happen when I press these buttons. Or flip these switches, I should say. Do the left one first. Solve the puzzle. What if I just do this anyway? I'm strong enough. I can move it by myself.
Oh, applaud my brilliance!
It was 100%. Okay. I guess if I fail, I get an injury. I believe I do the rightmost one now. I didn't do the rightmost one. Then you go down. Secure the container in place. Pause, jammed again. Now I have to attach it to the container manually. I believe I did that. Now lift it. Do I put it somewhere? I don't know where I would put it. Over here on the guy? Am I about to do something very mean? I got an achievement for it, so it was worth it. Did I get any reward for that other than the achievement? Not really. That was pretty funny though. And I think we had to move it anyway to go through. Hey dude. There's a pickaxe in this game. It's not very good, but it's cool that it exists, I suppose. So if I want to get over there, I have to go up here. We'll go right first, because right's the wrong way. At least I think so.
Fortune.
Genius! Triumph!
Ill omen.
More rations, that's 20, I believe. I don't know how many I want, but I'll pick up as many as I can. Pascal opens.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Am I supposed to go in here? I hope not. Oh no, this is just... Okay. Several people are eagerly rummaging through a rack filled with weapons from the Enforcer's arsenal. A big man with a pockmarked face is the first to react to your presence. He attracts the others' attention with a piercing whistle and barks out. Who are you? You're not supposed to be in anyone's... Ah, it doesn't matter. There's not supposed to be anyone here. I mean... it doesn't matter. Identify yourself. Let's look at these guys a bit. Makeshift armor peeks out from beneath their ragged clothes, and their battered weapons display a patchwork of crude red pears. Group stares longingly at the rack where the good plasteel gleams, restlessly clutching their humble weapons. You notice that a little finger on every person's right hand has been cut off. It's hardly a coincidence. Abelard, tell these guys who I am. Before you stands Lord Captain Sigmund von Valancius, master of this vessel and everything on it, including those goods you are pawing at with your unwashed hands. And your miserable lives as well. People turn to you to stare at you in disbelief and exchange heated whispers. The excitement is interrupted by the leader's What are you gawping at? Hurry up and bend your backs, as is right and proper. Your lordship, you must excuse these blockheads. I was taken aback myself. It's not every day you see the rogue traitor in the flesh. And as for this, I don't insult you by denying it. You've caught us red-handed. Who are you? The Hard Nines, a gang, a brotherhood, from the Transport Bay 9. Don't think we're parasites. We do our bit for the prosperity of the ship. We're sort of their assistants to the enforcers. Self-appointed, make sure that the order is maintained in compartments where the enforcers are too lazy or greedy for bribes. We put a stop to robbery and free thinking. Well, we accept a small contribution as a show of thanks. Why do you want my weapons? Are you planning a coup? To do business. Smiles ingratiatingly. There are no rebels. If anyone blasphemes against your lordship, we call the troublemakers to order. We shed blood for the flagship without fear. I suppose that makes us defenders of the ship? Raises his eyebrow questioningly and looks at you expectingly. You didn't expect anyone to be here. Did you have some sort of insurance against that? I wish. Fresno, the newly appointed captain, had our informant strung up. He's tightening the screws, damn it, and can barely breathe. Today's the last time we'll come to pick over this compartment. They'll have your little fingers cut off. Oh, it's because they're the 9s, so they have 9 fingers, right? It's our gang's initiation rite, a fine tradition. By voluntarily removing a finger, a newcomer shows their determination and willingness to join us forever. It's also a badge of honor. So, why shouldn't I just kill you? You could execute us, but who would take our place? Shameless scum who rob and kill to their heart's content. Bastards who accept mutants into their gangs and pray to the archenemy. There have always been outlaws on this ship, but outlaws like us, who don't go too far, and who keep the heretics down. No. Leader spits on the ground and goes, "What in the void have been standing here making speeches for? I thought we had ourselves an alright little captain. But no, he's a straight-laced type. Bring it on then, your lordliness."
Oh, another annoyance.
Show them no mercy.
No one behind us? Okay, well they're gonna be here later. I want to play with the bell a bit more. You can't move. Why not? Why not? Whatever. Pascal's there. Over here. Whatever. Do one of these.
Running binary code line.
Do one of these.
Spiritual prognosis is favorable.
Heal zone. Front line up here. Step forward. And then shoot all those guys back there.
Heavy is the tread of his faithful.
Hard. Negated. Really? You guys just... okay. I see how it is. Look at this guy real hard. And then put a stronghold here. And then expose this guy's weakness.
My vow is to serve.
Now you have no armor, dude. And I guess put a kill zone.
Request approved.
Let's make it quick.
Yeah, you better run.
Here we go.
Okay, Arzai. We are gonna have you bleed yourself.
Try harder.
Move there. Charge. Really? Move forward a bit more. Charge there.
Kneel before me, pray thing!
And then kill him.
Don't
We will get rid of yours. And then take some of yours off. That dropped your HP. Only a little. Don't I do damage with this? No. I thought I did.
Hold on.
I knew you guys just had complete damage negation for a weird amount of amounts. I'll just let you go because I didn't want to deal with it. That's fine.
What is my muse?
I don't have my true damage sword anymore, do I? No. Okay, that's fine.
A wicked, predictable downfall.
I don't need it.
Schemes within schemes.
I didn't mean to click that. I'm gonna go here.
Pain soothes my soul.
Can I? There. Did I grab the thing that gives me movement when I hurt myself?
As honor ordains.
No. Not bad. Oh, I see.
As the tenants demand.
Can I move? No, I didn't think so. I guess you don't get to move now. That's okay. We'll just blast all ya.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. As duty demands.
Again.
I'm not accustomed. Try to die with grace, at least.
Perfect.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
And actually, let's give
If I
Cabela.
may. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
The turn.
I'll show you why navigators are feared.
Let her have the fun.
Death comes in silence.
You're supposed to be able to do that again. That's what was supposed to happen. Why didn't she get hit again? Wait. I'll just pass a bit.
Out of my way. I'm not a vessel for pain. I am its master. With grace and manners. What a perfect
There we go.
killing strike.
This is not very good. I saw this though. Pascal opens.
Operation successful.
That's also not very good. Free stuff though.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
The beggars are rattling their alms mugs and ostentatiously displaying their sunken bellies and various disfigurements, a toothless man falls to his knees before you. Your lordship, spare a throne for those who can't even get the worst jobs. I see. You got a lisp because of your tooth. Or lack of it. Sure, why not? I lost a stack, okay. Praise be to Lord Captain. Or descend on the alms like a pack of gutter rats, each one scurrying off to their own corner with what they grab. Okay. I wonder if that'll have any effect later.
In this tapestry of a world,
Anything down here?
I am the rogue thread.
Kind of expected an awareness check. That's fine. That was a side thing. We're going the right way. I believe. Yes. What's this though? Take your time, say. Hello, guys. Is that the road trader himself? We're waiting for Sig to get over here. Kids have been waiting for you. How was the shift? Hard. I helped out a friend in the loading with the loading. Gave me some cards. Take them and exchange them for new shoes, but yours are all inbound. Oh, thank you. I've already made your bed for you, and so once we've eaten, you go and rest. The little ones and I will head out to the marketplace and leave you in peace. You guys are just stabbing each other. Why did Amber send me such a wonderful wife? Well, that was nice. Sordid goon. Gains plus 10 damage. Plus 12 and plus 10 armor penetration, was it? Yeah. Plus 12 damage, plus 20 armor penetration.
Great!
What's this? Nothing. What's this? Nothing. What's this? Right there. Anything over this way?
Got your eye.
Yes. I can't get over there, but I can get over here.
Notch.
Saw that. More cards. Come on. Player deals plus 10 more damage to Xenos and demons. The wielder has Conviction Dogmatic. This bonus is doubled. What are your convictions? Dogmatic. Huh. I don't expect I'm going to be seeing any demons or Xenos on my ship. So, not helpful.
Oh, how intriguing.
What are you? More rations. I believe that's 21.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Down here. Why are we saving? Is something terrible about to happen? Grab that. Is that us that took damage? I don't think so. This is the correct way. No, don't go there.
Oh, we'll see.
I want to grab that.
Can't hide from me.
Let me take it out.
You delegate this menial task to me.
Still going the right way, even if the camera doesn't want me to. Saving again. Scary. Is that a Xenos? Stop being so bloody difficult. What's that thing the death cultists say? Your time has come, or what have you. Oh please, what did I do? Talk about being everywhere at once. How about we take stuff to the marketplace? We'll get to eat up. We'll get to eat soup tonight. I'm sorry. What was that you just did? People aren't supposed to go in there. Specimens before you must be the most repellent inhabitants in the compartment. They're covered in sores and bald patches glistening with pus, and the stench of unwashed bodies brings a tear to your eye. One of them glares at you and grunts, "What you want?" So why'd you kill that guy? Grinning believes himself for the primal wealth. That dead bastard had rations and fuel cells. Trade him for porridge. Crime of wealth, you say? You must hate me. Cats look at each other and burst into horse skirting. Lord Captain in our shithole. I'm St. Drizzt, and here's my regalia. And exposes his armpit riddled with boils. Gets yells at a faint sigh, hastily covering her face with her hands. Gracious Emperor, why are we talking to these poor, horrible people? The Lord intensely pulls out a snow-white handkerchief to her? Handkerchief? Is that like a European way of saying handkerchief? Fear it, Lady Cassia, that these many other questions will be left unanswered. Detect a note of hysteria in the vagrant's laughter. The fingers of many are convulsively trembling. I can read. There's something in the fearless way they look at you, an indifference to death too strange and unnatural. So what kind of messed up are you? Mold eaters, outcasts, folk who have no place even among the lowest of the low. Some were born that way, some were driven out to keep them from spreading the contagion. Foremen won't let us near the vat, the enforcers try to shoot us on sight. And as if it's our fault we were born in a terrible place. We are worms in the rotten belly of shit, fodder for disease. I didn't know we were doing warp checks. Outcast licks his lips and you see a tongue studded with small, underdeveloped teeth. This is no disease, but an obvious mutation. The longer you stare at the man, the more deviations from the human form you detect. Riches such as this, disfigured by genetic abnormalities and disease, are the perfect breeding ground for true corruption. I'll put the head off control. I just want you to know you have been showered a blessing that others can only dream of. What the? Ben breaks off, and then his ugly face spreads into a sly grin. Numerous sores begin to feel pus. It's true, isn't it? Yes, someone's watching over us, keeping us safe. I did not realize it before. If we're blessed, then we can live in this hole. We can live and share our blessings. Thank you. Okay, well I kind of intended to kill him, then her red costume showed up. Anyway. Is this an alien guy? Kinda looked like it. Probably not.
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Another corpse. Too much time in the Pestilence Void ship. His right land now, skin is covered in blisters. Oh. Looks like another trophy of claim for that unpleasant place. Okay, so we should not be here very long, apparently. I thought it was just for show.
Sight of something. I can cut your eyelids for you to see better. You belittle me with this. Triumph is my birthright. You delegate this menial task to me.
Yeah.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Born by a death cult assassin, whenever the wearer kills an enemy, that enemy explodes in a fountain of blood. Cells nearby are covered in blood as if affected by a blood vial. Huh. That's good. Well, Bella, you got something new. Not the right side. You can have this. And this. Now let's get to level. I don't know. I've picked these before. It probably doesn't really matter. Take that. My agility really 4? That's crazy. Boost my agility. That doesn't help at all. Boost my toughness. That doesn't help. Boost my weapon skill. That also doesn't give me anything. I'm too min-maxed. Give me agility. Why not? Fellowship, why not? Easy. This DLC definitely doesn't seem to scale, so I don't need to worry about leveling too much. Even if it did. Even if it did scale, I'd probably be fine. You have a name. Figure in decaying tatters is rocking to and fro, muttering indistinctly in several different voices, occasionally breaking into hoarse laughter. As you come closer, she freezes and turns slowly to look at you. Ugly rusted mask covers her face. You, here to take Zidna to the other side? No. You're just wandering around in the dark, looking for the lights, but it's nowhere to be found. Do you really not see it? Who are you? Old Zedna. Zedna the Outcast. I don't know if that's how you say your name, but that's how your name is said now. Zedna the Mad, Zedna the Disaster, the Curse, the Spurned. The woman hungs her arms through her chest and starts cackling loudly. Broken chains clink at her emancipated wrists and neck. Ghosts of the past, shadow of the present. Only the Undying knows, he alone. You have chains and a mask? Ah, these gifts they are. Chains clink to announce Zedna's approach. For others to hear. They hide, fearful of becoming like Zedna, afraid of losing face. I assume you've got verse number 4. Oh yes, listen. She wandered an eternity in dark, yet was consoled, wed foretold, dying one's blood secrets glowed, a light to guide her faithful fold. The threads must end, so the whisper did that which was owed, her life and death the ship bestowed. And you'll see if you learn to see. Look into the darkness, look. Sure, what do you expect me to see? Peer into the darkness and are gradually able to make out the outlines of objects hidden in the shadows, rotting corpses, rough walls, the twitching death throes of infected people left here to die. See no light in this place, only more darkness and despair. You don't see, do you? You don't see. Suddenly shakes her head frantically, starts tearing off her rags, strips of her decaying flesh peel off along with them. You will not see until you become like Zedna, the flesh and blood of the ship. What does that mean? Oh, Zedna will show you, and you'll see the true light. Come now. Sure, I suppose. I'll go over there whenever I get over there. Oh. Master Chief. Well, we'll get over there in a second.
Just as he ordained.
Let's quick save. This is gonna be a good idea.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Hitting blades promise nothing but a senseless and brutal death. Slipping past them would require some unreasonably precise calculations. What is? It's really pretty slow. Like, yeah, I guess the gaps are pretty thin, but it doesn't seem like it'd be that hard. Unless there's more inside. Or blind luck. While listening to the air currents for a moment, you hear Zedna's whispered prayer rising from the depths of the shaft. Just jump. I'm built different enough. I've already got level 5 heretical. I don't need to pick anymore. I can pick the more fun options if I think they're more fun. Put your life on the Undying One's hands. It's getting interesting. Go ahead, jump. Turn sake, come to your senses. Nah, I'm awesome. I jumped right into one of the blades there. Alright. I am all alone. I kind of thought people would join me, but... I mean...
Curiosity sings in my veins.
What's that? It's paint. Shortcut.
There! Done!
I gotta grab that. Nothing. Down. I say down. Oh, I see. It's not a shortcut. It's a side area. Go over here. Now, unless I pass an awareness check, I want to go this way. It's just a very long corridor, basically. Now go down. Just realized there was a ladder there. No matter, it's fine. It's probably fine.
What lies beyond?
I'll make sure I don't do anything like that again, though. What's in here? It's probably just one of those. I'm gonna choose to believe that. didn't miss out on some cool loot. I promise. Definitely. So... Oh hey, everyone's here. Why is everyone here? Everyone shouldn't be here. Can I get... Okay, I'll talk to you. Frail old man, gray beard tinged with blood, folds his wrinkled hands in a ritual gesture. His body is covered in scars, some old, some fresh. His eyes are sewn tightly shut, his mouth is cleft at both corners, making his jaw seem eerily snake-like. The Lord of the Ark walked the paths of unlife, the footsteps of the web's very first spinner, and the servants of death bowed before him. For the Domin is the giver of life. Old man goes still, his head turned to the side, nods toward the temple's muffled silence. Yes, yes, truth like a stream pours from your lips. We welcome him as the tenants demand. Your hues are almost as pale as the gray of your beard, but what is this? Scarlet whirlwind shines through the faded colors. Thin blade appears in the old man's trembling hands, although his arms are stiff and look like they can barely bend. The next instant, the dynasty's symbol is etched on his forehead. Dripping blood, with a brief motion, flicks the blood off his blade. Several drops land on your face. The blood-spun web welcomes its new lord. I am the Vizier. For many years we have waited, and now you are here. We have waited, appear whispers echo from the shadows. Why'd you invite me? Death whispered your name and commanded us to honor you with a sacred ritual. I can read. But only inside the temple can the spinners perform it. The Vizier, suddenly distracted by someone invisible, nods toward empty space. Yes, we are glad he has reached this place. We are glad to serve. I mean, you've waited for many years. As I delve into my divinations from the flesh and blood of the departed ones, turn to a relic most ancient and priceless. It is his tarot, inherited by the cult of the matriarch spider who spun the first thread. One of the readings I did back then, when I still had the strength to leave the temple and usher souls on their final journey. That was when, in the intricate tangle of destiny, I glimpsed our meeting. But when we would meet, alas, was not revealed to me, so we waited year after year, and now the hour has come. So what's this Vizier mean? It's the name we give to the first spinner, the one who has learnt the wisdom of the tenets of the web in order to lead others. They have the duty to instruct and spin bloody threads, but in all other ways I am as much his servant and yours as anyone else in this temple. So I had to jump down and a big, I had to jump down like a fan blades and potentially die, and you just let these guys take an elevator or something? Spinners guided them along a different trail. You had to take the step, for only you were meant to become the flagship's blood domain. There was no reason for the test of faith of those who follow you, for this burden was not their lord to bear. So how has this place not been noticed? Followers of the cult once inhabited the tunnels between the base bulkheads until the threads of fate were tangled and the domain of ages past gave us this compartment. We set ourselves to building spacious halls where the shadows, the images of him, and the spinners themselves would whisper of death, and this temple that you see began to change with the succession of viziers and the cult generations, but the building is still, slowly but surely. I expected greater respect. Struggling to suppress the tremors in his body, the Vizier bows as low as his hunched back allows. Forgive us our poor manners. Our intention was not to insult you. You were the first visitor from the upper decks we have had in a great many years. Customs of longtime servants of death are somewhat different, but rest assured, there's no disrespect in them. Okay, so now that I'm here, what do? The song of Trailing Blood tells of a path fraught with trials. By accepting it and setting out on that path, you pass the first one, the trial of resolve. For not everyone is prepared to shun their fear and doubt and embark on a search for the unknown, search for death. The trial of compassion was the second one. You passed it when you put yourself, albeit briefly, in the service of another soul, a man suffering from burns. The choice between life and death is to be made only by those willing to take responsibility for the pain of another. The third was the trial of justice, and assuming the role of judge for an apostate of our faith, you declared your right to influence the balance of life and death that errant soul had us upset. And the fourth was the trial of duty, for duty always leads to death. We are prepared to render our duty to the undying one, fearless and accepting of our purpose, which is to serve him. You, too, have proven yourself prepared. 4 trials that brought you here. Was all that necessary? Such are the tenets of the web. They are all we have ever known, and the only life we have learned to live. The path we have walked was a gift from the Undying One, so we decided that was how we were to honor you. So your stone-shut eyes seem to peer into your face, studying it. When he turns away and speaks into his face again, peace, my brother, the time has almost come. Okay, so who's you're talking to? I see echoes of those who came before us and those who were with us, but I have since crossed over to the other side. My brothers and sisters raised by the cults. Hear them from beyond their deaths. They share the wisdom. Heed them. The other spinners. But hear not, for that burden is mine to bear. So you're blind, are you not? I was sighted for much of my life, until a disciple of mine violated the tenets and I realized just how blind I had been. A lesson, but a bitter one. To look with one's eyes alone is to be easily fooled, but the heart cannot be lied to. Such is the truth, such is my choice. I sealed my eyelids with a geas of true sight. Now I see more, and better. So... am I being tested right now? Smile graces the vizier's bluish lips. The tenants command us to be prepared for all trials, corporeal and spiritual alike. Are you prepared, Dumb Sigmund? His mouth closes, but you can still hear his whisper. Prickling sensation in your face is making you increasingly anxious. You raise a hand to your cheek, only to realize you can't feel it. Look at his palm and see a few smudged drops of blood from the vizier's blade. Strange serene calms your body. Oh hey, they're in my party technically. Strange serene calm envelops your body. Your fatigue subsides and you seem to float in the air, seeing things that you had not noticed before. Shadows in the corners taking on shape and color. The subdued lumen light playing on cultist bone masks. Are they really masks? Their tall, lean, empty-eyed wearers might as well be dead people. Chill runs down your spine. What's the meaning of this? Your heart is beating slowly, your breath has become deeper, and your thoughts are muddled. You seem to be under the influence of a drug. Look around the temple. One moment, the walls of Death's Sanctum grow infinitely wide. The next, they are so narrow as to make it hard to breathe. The floor dances under your feet, and the Undying Emperor statue seems to shake the head threateningly as it looks down upon you. You poisoned me. My blood is infused with a concoction that by those who follow the thread. A concoction taken by those who follow the thread. It is sacred and harmless to us, but it befogs and afflicts. And yet, Dumb Sigmund, you have grasped that the mind may fail and the body... You've grasped that the mind may fail the body, and since I can read, I promise. This was the trial of spiritual acumen. You have passed it. Okay, what now? It just drugged me and it's like, oh, jolly good show. That is for you to tell me. You look at the vizier and his trembling frame seems small and insignificant. single step is all it would take to crush him. The visions are starting to wear off, and now the old man towers over you. Keen gaze of his sealed eyes is studying your every movement, waiting for a response. First, I want you to antidote me. There is none, but I will ease its effect and quicken dissipation. 3 long, thick needles appear in the vizier's hand, and a moment later, they are inside your body, 1 in your neck, 1 in your shoulder, and 1 between your ribs. You'll know pain or discomfort. On the contrary, your mind feels clear and your muscles regain their function. The vizier then carefully removes the needles. Now, you will feel better. Make me a servant of death. So ponders your words for a time, whispering something to the empty space behind his shoulder. Then shakes his switching head. Our thread is repellent to you, Dolmen Sigmund. You proved it by walking the matriarch's path your own way. It's your right, and we respect your choice. However, only one who accepts the essence of death may become its servant. You accept your own essence, and we dare not burden you with our dogma. Okay. For years, we have maintained fealty to the Domini. We have collected sacred symbols and relics. You are the first in 3 generations of lords and ladies to descend into the sanctum. We are grateful, we are uplifted in spirit. Hear our exultation, and accept this gift of the vestment sewn in the bones of his faithful with the threads of death. And then you just gave Cabela some armor. How's that scale? Strength. Oh, maybe it's not. I mean, it's gonna go to her anyway. But, that's cool. Now that which was foretold has come to pass. The ritual, the descent is complete. Now this temple's guest of honor. Now be this temple's guest of honor and rest a while. I can read, I promise. Alright, Cabela, have this new armor. Because this just gives you 7% more dodge. And plus 10 health. So now you have even more of your absurd health. Lovely. What's this?
I do what I must.
Tickles your nostrils, making you slightly dizzy. Such substances are known to induce visions or hallucinations. Who's doing that? You guys. So... is that the quest? That wasn't 15 hours.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
Ah, let us seize the moment.
His head trembles, and with the infirmity of age, and his lips utter barely audible words meant for those only he can see. Dolmen Sigmund has honored us with a visit, and we're glad. First spinner. Peace, Cabela. You are the shield, you are the shadow, you are the blade, so be them. A lot of people are scared of you. Many are blind, even with their eyes wide open. Thus spoke the matriarch spider. People look at things without seeing their essence, which makes them easy to beguile or frighten. We adorn the tunnels with the bones of the righteous, that they may guard our faithful against corrupt deeds and thoughts. We use the blood of the unholy ones for divinations when we see dangers. The blood of martyrs is our wine, for their suffering makes us stronger. People are afraid, but only because they see death as the end. Death, however, is the beginning. It is life and duty and oblivion. Death has many facets. That is its essence. That is its beauty. What are the tenets? Every thread ends in death. The vizier falls silent, as though those words have explained everything. Then he nods toward empty space. Yes, I see he is still full of questions. Let's get some answers about our ways, my brothers and sisters. What is your supreme commandment? To give and receive death, and to fear no twist or turn of fate. One who is afraid of death is already dead in their soul, waiting for the end, afraid to accept the inevitable. A life of fear is disgraceful. infantry service is in dedicating oneself to death with no regrets. What do your tenants say about human weaknesses? A small strain of rot is enough to ruin the most beautiful woven pattern. Weakness is a gateway into the soul. When we hold open for a few failings, for new failings, I can read. It's born of desire. Kill your desires, and your weaknesses will die along with them. You guys are pretty good at stabbing people. Seems small, gently. Cannot share the full wealth of my knowledge, for it has taken me a lifetime to learn. But I can share this foremost lesson with you. You guided by reason, not fury. When you fight, seek no pleasure in killing. That is how you will win. Okay. I'll take my weave now. We meet again, Sigmunds. When the threads weave fate, you the bloody pattern. So, do I just leave now? Am I going to be... What's this?
Applaud my brilliance.
Can be used up to 2 times. We came in through there. Surely that's not the end of the DLC. Spinner, his face covered in carved, bleeding glyphs, makes a respectful gesture of invitation. Let me show you the way, Damin. The way to what? Spinner points his fingers upward at the ventilation shaft through which you reached the temple the first time. The path to where the lay people dwell is complex, web-like. Let me show you. Take me to the enforcer in charge of the freight line hub. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure I'll remember him once I see him. Surely it's not the guy I dropped the box on. Damn. Oh, at Fresno, yeah. Captain Fresno has acquired a few wounds since your last conversation. Half his ear is gone, and you notice he's wearing bloody bandages under his uniform. Seeing you, he quickly injects himself with a stimulant and straightens. How may I serve you, boy captain? We're doing a shootout. Yes, there's been a raid on the local gang. Finally cleared out the scoundrels who were smuggling goods to neighboring compartments. No one escaped. I was attacked. Person lets out a menacing growl as his face fills with blood. Who dared? There were thieves in one of the technical rooms. I've already dispatched them. Thieves. An enforcer hanged for dealing with the local gang. I'd hoped the lesson had been learned. Fresno winces from pain. By the Emperor, the captain, why must you be so unconcerned with your own safety? It's our duty to find and shoot lawless scum. Throw, you're going to become the best enforcer in the bay at this rate. I found a worker with a red mask. I don't remember that, but apparently I met him. It's a figure of local legend known as Nemesite, protector of the poor and oppressed. Ever since I was a child, desperate people have been drawing his portrait on the walls, hoping to summon a defender to punish those who wrong them. I've had 13 or so fools calling themselves Nemesites over the past 5 years. We disburdened ourselves of them, just to be sure. Interesting. Not much can be expected from the simple-minded serfs. Enforcers have been appropriating ration cards. Why is that? The compartment has just enough food to avoid starvation, Lord Captain. That's why the enforcers are making sure that no serf has more cards than they're supposed to. They used to rip out people's tongues for it, but I reduced the punishment to simply beating the thieves and confiscating all their cards. Orders were to give these cards to workers who are starving due to a lack of workshops. Not that it helps them much, but it's better than nothing. Are there enforcers guilty of misappropriating the confiscated items? Yes. Do those caught stealing receive severe punishment? Absolutely. Alright, that's all. So, am I just done? That's further inside. I'll go back to the bridge, do a warp, and see if they want me to do anything else.
Patience? My nerves are frayed!
And if I don't get any sort of direction pointed toward me, I'll look it up. I mean, maybe Cabela has like a personal quest that extends the DLC. I don't know. They said 15 hours though, and I understand it's probably going to be shorter because I'm over leveled. But surely that 15 hours isn't going to be cut down to 3, and half of that was me just leveling Cabela. Is she around? She's around.
Domin.
Yeah, I'd expect you to be mad at me for being heretical. Why not?
I am your shadow, Domin. Wherever you choose to go, I will always follow. I see your deeds, I hear your prayers, and yet, I wait. When the Undying One whispers your name, my blades will rid you of the weight of your transgressions. But for as long as he is silent, I am your sword and shield, Domin. So it has been, and so it shall be.
Okay, you don't seem to have any... Maybe this one? I don't know.
May the Undying One shroud your footsteps from the faithless.
Chapter 1. I guess this is the quest. Forlorn dwellings of the bay's inhabitants should be near the freight line station. That's where one can get a glimpse of the ordinary surf's life. Okay, to the freight line then. I guess I didn't explore it as good as I thought. Like, sorry. Stop by the residential units. I don't know where that is. I'll just give the place another once over, I guess.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Nothing over there. Residential. I mean, this could have been residential at one point in its life. But as of right now, it just looks like the entrance to the Aurora is not finished. Over here? Have I been over here? This seems like it may be residential. Commerce checks are pretty rare.
I've read about this.
Oh, residential is probably in this like circular area, isn't it? That makes sense. This might be the residential bit. What am I doing? I guess I just take a look around.
We'll see. Oh,
Anyone stick out?
we'll see.
I mean, the foreman here, he shows up on the map, so you're probably significant. The day the Lord Captain wandered into our slum will be remembered in legends. The broad-shouldered man raises a hand in greeting. His old prosthetic creaks plaintively as it takes the weight of his body. Locals and the enforcers call me the foreman. I have no other name. You might say I'm in charge here, in this hole of a place. You recognize the shaggy red beard and the keen black eyes. This is the man who was watching you during your encounter with the enforcer and the station worker. What were you looking at me for? Watching one of my workers taking a beating. Feel sorry for the lad, but there was nothing I could do. Smiles wryly, showing his yellow teeth almost all the fronts ones have been knocked out. Stuck my neck out in the past. Not doing it again. How's it like living here? They toil day in, day out for the glory of the ship. The rest of the time, they do their best to survive. Faced with hunger, the more deranged of the enforcers avoid leprosy, fires, floods, noxious fumes. Foreman lists these on his fingers, so he has fewer than the nature's average to work with. That's a funny way of saying it. In a word, it's a decent enough life. If you work, you survive. Reload, you also survive if you're clever. Well, and if the God Emperor wills it. So what is that goop you're making? Believe it or not, the soup is made from mold slime and technical drain water. Has been simmering here in this vat for the last 200 years non-stop. See the growth on the walls over there? We harvest it, dry it, and use it to season the soup. If we're lucky, the smell attracts a void rat and someone gets to have meat in their bowl. Foreman points the finger proudly toward the vat. It's for those who can't even earn a ration card. I feed them in exchange for services or favors. Sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. So it's like a gross version of like forever soup. Or stew, I guess. And people keep an eye out for workers trying to eat 2 bowls in one sitting. Was enough to fill your stomach for an entire watch. Some complain about the taste, of course. Ingrates. Give me some of that soup. I don't think that's a good idea. Mold slime is something of an acquired taste. It takes 2 years, maybe 3 for your stomach to get used to it. Lord Clapton, you must be joking, surely. Pour me a bowl. I know what I'm doing. I'm immune to bleeding damage, it's fine. As you wish. Foreman hands you a bowl of hot and viscous sludge. Smell could be worse, probably. I'm going to be sick. Substance analysis complete. The outlook is dim. It's recommended that you dispatch authorized units to locate an appropriate successor. You gave it to me in a bottle. Oh, nice. I knew it. With the first spoonful comes the immediate urge to regurgitate the disgusting sludge. The heave is followed by dizziness, yet you stoically persist and force a slimy chunk of something to determine it down your throat. The crowd is gawking at you wide-eyed. Glory to the Emperor. The words echo in absolute silence. His lasts only a moment before starving or erupt into prayers to you and him, tears glistening in their eyes. The Lord Captain himself has tried our food and found it worthy. Remember to be grateful for any nourishment, as it is a blessing. Cormorant bellows and roars while discreetly interposing himself between you and the crowd of ecstatic commoners who look like they might otherwise swarm and accidentally trample their overlord in a frenzy of adoration. Well, that was fun. Where's one? There you are. Here, have some ration cards. You know who to give them to, I'm sure. He opens and closes his mouth in astonishment. Lord Captain, you've just helped some good families survive. I'll divide the cards among them and be sure to tell them that it was your lordship who did them this good turn. Alright, so now I leave. That's what it said? Leave my mark on life in this embassy. Oh yeah, I have to go talk to Mr. Warman. And we'll take the next business day getting over there. Almost there. By almost there, I mean like, I think 60%, maybe 70. Okay, maybe I was under something, but we're basically there. Yeah. Where are you? I ran right past. Alright, Edok, or Edok, or whatever your name is. Lord Captain, sir. Edok Fresno stops perusing the reports on the status slate. Hope being in this bay has not caused you any inconvenience. I finished inspecting this bay. Captain raises a wary eyebrow. Will there be any orders based on the inspection's conclusions? Let's do them a favor. Have some cargo fuel and uniform kits, I guess. I figured it'd be provisions and, like, I get, the fuel, I guess, makes sense. That's, I'm picking the iconoclast option. Flagship's hull integrity is increased by 10, plating of all sectors on the flagship increased by 1. Great line worker study, all that's flavor text. Okay. Captain needs a moment to handle this confusion. Orders understood. Okay. 3 days, wow. Captain, here to report. The orders have been carried out. The department is already operating according to the new procedure. Fantastic. Oh, I leveled up at some point. It's actually pretty nice. I should probably be picking dogmatic options now because I'm not even level 1 in that regard. And I've maxed out both the others. Is there no way to get rid of this? I suppose not. There's some way, I'm sure. They'll kind of have given up on doing that. Maybe there's some way to get rid of it. So... is that the entirety of the DLC? I'll do a warp and see. I'm only 3 hours into stream. Only 3 hours into the 15-hour DLC. Surely I'm missing something. From what I understand, it's supposed to last throughout the game, like be integrated into the main story. So doing it all at once is not really intended. So I'm sure I'll be given some orders in the warp jump? No. Am I at Dargonis? Yeah. Let me look it up. Let's see. It looks like there's several sections of the main quests of the DLC, and I have only done like the first bit. Next quest triggers automatically as you move through systems after completing the first quest. To be sure, I did do... Oh, I should probably try to fix that. Probably should. Let's go back here, though. There we go. As I am now fated to be your shadow, Dum Sigmund, we must perform a ritual that will seal our bond, for it pleases the Undying One. Let us speak on the bridge, and I will take us to the appropriate place for this ritual. What is the ritual? Come and you will see. Do not wish to speak of the mysteries of the bloodspun web over the box. This knowledge is not meant for the ears of the uninitiated. Okay, sure. Scheduled service in the ship's chapel is interrupted by the most profane manner. Images of saints and martyrs depicted on the altarpiece started to move and step down from the canvas. Congregations filled with terror and dozens perished in the stampede. Illusion disappeared. I think we got that one before. Feel like we did. Wrong button. If I were to talk to somebody who could fix my this. Anybody worth to be able to. I don't know who you are. Maybe you. No. You. I imagine be one of the mainstays, not the optional party members. Maybe Mr. Baptism? No. You? Your enforcers are doing a rather poor job of keeping order on the lower decks. I caught some kind of rash because of them. Mask and nonchalance and Sarbask's face shatters. She rolls up your sleeve with one hand, already pushing the tip of a long glass syringe into the center of the growing rash with another. Cramp runs through your body and a cold sweat breaks out in your temples. The itching subsides and you start to feel much better immediately. The Emperor protected. Void leprosy is a terrible disease that has affected several of the lower decks in recent years. Our chirurgeons know of a remedy that prevents its development at an early stage of infection, but if treatment is delayed, the patient's fate is not pretty. When did it begin to affect Bay LD A14? Why wasn't I informed immediately? Master at Arms bows her head in obedience, her eyes burning in rage and shame. Please, Lord Captain, I beg you to punish me for this ignominious transgression. That's fine, I don't care. But things could have turned out quite differently. On the first evening watch, I shall visit the temple and submit to the proper punishment of the flesh with a spiked scourge before his countenance. Okay, yeah, sure, you can do that if you want. Am I fixed? I'm fixed. Lovely. Okay, Cabela. That's who I gotta talk to. You're over here, aren't you? Over taking place where Yurliet used to hang out, I think.
Domin.
I am ready for the binding ritual.
Then follow me, Domin.
Hello.
Are you ready to step into the labyrinth, Domin?
We're voiced again. I wonder how long that's gonna last. What are we gonna do?
This is the ritual of binding. By the Undying One's will, our fates are now as one. But I must still guide you into the maze of my mind. Although it is my predestination alone to walk its corridors in search of answers, your image must become part of the tangle. For I am your shadow, Domin, and your presence will aid me in sensing whatever threats may be looming over you.
Okay, what's this pattern on the floor got to do with it?
Instructions, directions, a depiction of the puzzle that can only be solved within one's own consciousness by following its bends and turnings. I do not require these lines to find my way, but for you, they will serve as a guiding thread.
Okay, if you say so, let's do this.
Your weapon for the ritual. Watch the lines on the floor. You can only pass through the gaps. The rest, you need not know. Enter the labyrinth, Domin.
Okay. I'm kind of ignoring the lines.
You are now upon the path. Your shadow now walks the labyrinth, and my gaze can now see when danger draws near you.
Lips continue moving for a while longer, her eyes tracing the lines of the floor. So, what actually happened there?
You are not required to understand. You have joined the ritual. That will suffice.
I didn't mean to offend you, I guess.
Your words have caused no offense.
But I would really like to know.
Understand me? Why, Domin? My fate is preordained, and our places assigned. We both must serve the Undying One, as his design foretells. But if such is indeed your wish,
Did I click the romance option?
my path of service to the Undying Emperor is one of many twists and pitfalls. Every mind is fraught with weakness, and only by honing it tirelessly can one achieve focus and prime one's perception. I envision the tenets of the web as a maze of tangles and dead ends. Each time I go into a trance, be it one of the soul or of battle, I walk this path from beginning to end. And now that you're a part of it, you will be there with me when next I enter the labyrinth.
Okay.
You may deem it strange. You live in a world so far removed from my own that such rituals must seem absurd to you.
A little.
I'm sure I would find your rituals equally mystifying.
What do you mean, my rituals?
You are empowered by the will of the Undying One himself. And yet, when I look at your life, I am surprised. You follow a different thread. One that does not seem as strict to your thoughts and deeds. There is so much luster.
Is that because I'm heretical? Perhaps you'd like to take a closer look at my life.
Your world is alien to me, Domin, and yet having some knowledge of it could help me to improve my service to both you and the Undying One. Permit me, then, to observe one of the rituals that fills your life. I will do so with gratitude.
Okay.
The labyrinth has accepted you. We have danced amid the crossing lines and minds, and by the dance, we are now bound.
Cool. So now it's set to talk to Mr. Baptism? It told me to do a couple things, I think. Maybe not. Let's quick save and then talk to the Factotum. Where is he? He's over here. I thought it was over there. I would like to introduce Cabela to one of the customs practiced among people of my stature. Show her life is like on the upper deck, so to speak. Your ship is most courteous. What exactly do you have in mind? How about a social event? Yes, quite. What a magnificent idea, your lordship. June just adjusts the frock coat and nods enigmatically. I'll see what can be arranged. Do not worry for a single moment. I promise to find the most suitable approach. I will contact you the moment I have something to offer. Fantastic. So now we're just gonna do some casual light speed travel. We're gonna go to Dargonis. Will Captain permission to address you with a request? Our head Chirurgian is sabotaging the ship's operation. He has quarantined several voiceman crews on account of a piddling sickness. People don't even go to the med bay when they come down with it. They just wipe their noses and keep working. Only a dozen or so die from it in a whole year. Sitting on your hands here, so I ask you to talk to some sense into him. Fox clicks in here, a dry, nonchalant response. Greetings, your lordship. My name is Letard Fioris. I am the Chirurgeon Majoris of this vessel. As your chief Medicaid specialist, I assure you the quarantine is well warranted. This piddling sickness has claimed the lives of a number of meritorious officers in the past. This time, I intend to get the epidemic under control, study the disease thoroughly, develop a proper cure. I hope you will agree that a single period of downtime is a small price to pay for the number of lives that will be saved and the increase in the crew's performance during such other outbreaks in the futures. Not to mention the fact that we won't have to waste stimulants due to the afflicted using them as a crutch to offset their limited work capacity. What do you intend to do? By gathering enough infected individuals together, letting the illness progress, comprehending its properties, and finally killing it. The disease goes through several stages, each containing clues to its nature and vulnerabilities. Policemen will have to stay sick for some time until I discover the cure, assuming, of course, that the disease is reversible in its final stages. Gotta click the dogmatic option for the buffs. Policemen are to be treated and put back to work. If you want to test subjects, tell the Master at Arms to provide you with the required number of convicts and other riffraff. This may limit the potential of the study, but this approach is also acceptable. I'll make up for the lack of materials with my expertise. Thank you for taking your crew's health into consideration. Should you require my services, you may find me on the bridge, Your Lordship. My factum's voice rings with pride. Lord Captain, I have done as commanded. Everything has been prepared for your ritual for Mistress Cabela. Select few upper deck officers are ready to leave their posts to attend this formal gathering and praise your lordship's name. We can begin at your convenience. I've changed my mind, cancelled now. Splendid. Danrock, summon my illustrious officers. It will be done. I shall signal the servants and notify the invited parties immediately. Let us demonstrate to Mistress Cabela just how strong our vessel's spirit of camaraderie truly is. This is a good decision. This is not what I had in mind. What were you sitting on? What are you standing on? Okay. So why is there blood in my hot tub? That's not supposed to happen. Sarback, how could you let this happen? An assassination attempt upon the rogue traitor in his own chambers, right under the noses of your enforcers. Fierce growl rumbles deep in Abelard's throat. Master at Arms radiates a grim fury. Her eyes are dark, her lips pursed. With a practiced hand, she removes the mull from her belt and offers it to you. An unforgivable error. I accept full responsibility and ask for due punishment. Such a good, obedient monkey. Go on, Sigmund. Do not deny the rest of us the pleasure of watching. I want to prevent stuff from happening, not to attack you for it. Understood, Lord Captain. Reporting. All adjacent decks have been isolated. We have begun our search for the cockpit and have set up investigation headquarters on the officer's deck. The substance has been analyzed and confirmed to be blood containing traces of major mutations. While it poses no risk of infection to your lordship, the presence of such genetic aberration on board is a serious threat to the safety of the ship and must be addressed promptly. Once word of this gets out, many among the crew will surely see it as a brazen challenge to your status as a rogue traitor. What genetic aberration? The heresy and mutation. Mutants are vicious beasts who sow only ruin and death. They are devoted to all humanity, and vile blood that runs through their veins feeds their unclean thoughts and urges. Numerous accounts speak of entire colonies falling prey to bloody uprisings staged by these creatures, all because their governors were too squeamish to order genetic purges. You don't say. I wonder why somebody we don't consider human. I wonder why someone we don't consider human and exterminate by the thousands would think to revolt. What a crazy mystery. Isn't Cassia a mutant? We already said this was an assassination attempt. And they would have filled the bath with acid or poison instead. There are easier ways to kill someone than drowning them in blood, as foul as that blood may be. Beg to differ. Were something of the sort to happen to me, my heart would surely stop. What are we gonna do about this? It's one. Every enforcer present gets on their knees. Lord Captain, this incident has cast a shadow on our honor. We only ask for one thing, a chance to absolve ourselves of our guilt. Allow me to head to the officer's deck at once so that I may lead the investigation personally. Captain, on a previous occasion, it was your intervention that resolved the matter by my own rigidity. Oh yeah, I guess I did say that a while ago. Had only succeeded in making things worse. With all due respect, Mr. Sawback, perhaps you should benefit from your fresh perspective. Seneschal, do you think so little of me that you would rob me of a chance to defend my honor? Well, it is a video game, so I should be the one to play it, not an NPC, you know? See a look of horror in Sawback's eyes. But Captain, I implore you, this was my mistake. If you rectify it for me, I will be disgraced. What if I told you you're gonna help me? Had not considered it like that. Your resolve is commendable. I will await your arrival at the headquarters on the officer's deck to brief you on your current progress. Okay, well that's a decent place to end stream, I think. I have something I actually know where to go, instead of just warping back and forth to progress. You probably should have done this DLC earlier. No matter. I'll be back again Friday, same time, noon central. It was nice to have you, Nether, if you're still here. It was nice to have you, even if you're not still here. Hope to see you again. Have a good rest of your day.